Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have another theatre vlog for you. So this evening Lawrence and I are heading to the Lowry to see The Time Machine, which is a comedy play which is currently running in their Quays theatre. We've kindly been invited to review the show by the Lowry, so our tickets have been gifted and we're really looking forward to it. I love a good comedy play and it sounds like it should be really good. We're sat in the stalls. Can't remember what seat we're on, but obviously I'll show you once we get there. I'll show you the view from our seats. I'll show you around the theatre, and obviously I'll give you a full review of the show once we get home. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little theatre vlog.
Every day I see miserable people doing things they hate just to fit in. I know it's easier to get along peacefully, but have you ever thought about you? Don't know why I keep on doing what I'm told to do, when the rules are made up by someone we never knew. Baby, wipe your tears and hear me out. We don't need someone to feel alright. Let's do the streets all in Monday. Let's call your exes and tell them they can join us too. Why always worry about money when you can get rich by trying to see the outside? I know it's hard sometimes to believe it, that you deserve more than me.
Okay, so this is where we're heading to, the Quays Theatre. We're running a bit late. I think it's about 7:15 now. It starts at 8, so we need to hurry up and get in. She's just got to walk over there now and we'll be there, so I better hurry up and catch up to Lawrence. And yeah, I'll get back to you now once we're inside the theatre. Okay, so we've just picked up our programme from the box office. We're just heading down to the theatre now. It's in the Quays Theatre, so it's the one that's further up at the bottom. So I said I'm running a little bit late and I wanted to be there, but we've got 10 minutes before it starts, so I should have enough time to get in and show you a view from our seats and stuff. So yep, just up here. Okay, so we're on row J, seat 3 and 4, so around here. Is it? Right over there. 3 and 4. So we're now in the theatre, we're in our seats, we're on row J, seat 3 and 4, and our view's really good. I'll just quickly show you the view, and then I'll get back to you in the interval because it's going to start any minute, so I'll just quickly show you the view. Okay, so this is the view from our seats. Like I said, we're on row J, seat 4, and this is our view. Zoom in. it's now the interval. What do you think of it, Lauren?
I'm enjoying it. It's good comedy.
Lawrence is a bit tired. It does look tired. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's not, I don't think it's particularly my kind of humour, but it is fun. And yeah, looking forward to the second part. So the show is finished now. It was good. It was a bit bonkers, wasn't it? But it was fun. Yeah, they got members of the audience up on stage, and yeah, it was just a fun night. So we're gonna head home now, and I'll tell you more about it once I get home. Hi, so it's now the next day and I thought I'd better give you a little review on the Time Machine, a comedy which Lawrence and I went to see at the Lowry last night. So we were kindly gifted our tickets to go and review the show, and we went to see the show on Wednesday the 24th of January. The show started at 8 p.m. It has a runtime of about 2 hours and 10 minutes with a 20-minute interval. There's not any merch for the show other than the programs like this, and these were £5, and these aren't printed by the Lowry. These are programs that are actually from original theatre, so it's the same program at all venues, and yeah, these are actually really nice programs and they're only £5. So I got this one free because obviously I'm reviewing the show, so I didn't pay for mine, but you can buy these at the show for £5. So this show actually took place in the Lowry's Quays theatre, which is their smaller theatre, and we were sat in the stalls. We were sat on row J, seats 3 and 4, and row J is actually a really good row to sit on. It's just as it starts to rake, so it's quite a bit higher up than the row in front, so you get a really good clear view. So definitely recommend sitting on row J because your view is excellent and you don't get anyone's head in the way. So it's definitely a good row to sit on. So if you don't know anything about the Time Machine, a comedy, it is very, very loosely based on the 1895 novel The Time Machine by H.G. Wells. The show has been written by Stephen Canny and John Nicholson, and it's been directed by Orla Lowry. So the show is set up as like a play within a play, and we have 3 actors, Amy, Michael and George, who plan to put on a production of The Importance of Being Earnest. So whilst doing this, George, who happens to be the great-great-great-grandson of H.G. Wells, stumbles across a box of his possessions, H.G. Wells's possessions, and in doing so this sparks an idea that he should put on a play of The Time Machine, because he finds in the box a first draft of his novel The Time Machine, and it has lots of notes scribbled on it, and he thinks it'll be a good idea to do a production of The Time Machine. So the play we are watching is a play about their process of putting on the play of The Time Machine and how things end up all going wrong as George discovers or comes to believe that his great-great-grandfather H.G. Wells did actually travel through time, and that his novel The Time Machine is actually based on H.G. Wells's real experiences as he actually travelled through time. So in order to prove this, George actually shows us some photographs which he believes shows his great-great-grandfather in certain moments in time. They're all very blurry and like you can't really work out who the person is, but he believes that it was his grandfather in these different pictures in various time periods. It is then explained to us a few laws of time travel, and to do this they do a few sort of sketches including well-known characters. So they explain to us the grandfather paradox using Pat and Frank Butcher from EastEnders, which was quite funny. So if you don't know what the grandfather paradox is, it is the paradox that says you can't travel back in time and kill your grandfather, because then you wouldn't be able to exist because you won't be able to be born. So that means that you never travel back in time to kill your grandfather, and then hence it is a paradox. So they explain that using Frank and Pat Butcher from EastEnders, like I said. They then explain the Hitler paradox using Miss Piggy and Kermit. And the Hitler paradox is very similar. It's like you can't go back and kill baby Hitler to prevent World War II, because if you kill Hitler as a baby, World War II never happens. Therefore you never have a reason to travel back in time to kill baby Hitler, because World War II never happened, hence the paradox. So they explain it that way. There's even a sketch including Meghan and Harry trying to kill Queen Victoria, and I think this was to show time travel protection paradox, or time travel protection theory, whereas if you can't change a major event in history, as time will protect itself. So you could travel back to try and kill Queen Victoria, you'd have a gun, but if you shot it, the bullets wouldn't fire because the timeline protects itself. So they also explain that theory. So all this is to help set up Act 2, and it's Act 2 where the story gets a little bit more interesting, as George actually ends up discovering that he can actually travel through time. And also in Act 2 an interesting plot twist happens, which shifts the focus of the story and actually makes the story far more interesting. So I really enjoyed Act 2. Act 2 was really good, it was really fun. I enjoyed Act 1, but it was a little bit slow at times, and I wasn't sure if the humour was quite for me. It's quite silly humour, so I wasn't quite sure, but Act 2 was fantastic. Really enjoyed the story in Act 2, and it was just really interesting. Act 2 was definitely the best part of the show. So obviously the show is a comedy, so there's lots of funny things. Like I said, it's really silly comedy, and a lot of the comedy comes from things like going wrong, not quite right, sort of in the style of like mischief comedy, like The Play That Goes Wrong and Peter Pan Goes Wrong, sort of in that sort of style, where the music doesn't quite work, doesn't come in on time, the lights don't quite work, and lines being out of sync, stuff like that. That's where a lot of the comedy comes from. Also, some of the comedy comes from audience participation. So in the second act they do ask for volunteers from the audience to actually go up on stage and do some tasks for them, and this results in quite a lot of laughs. It was really funny. This also allowed the cast improv skills to shine as well, because obviously they had to improvise all this because they didn't know what the people on stage were going to do and stuff. So yeah, it made for a really good funny experience. So among all the laughs and the humour, there are a few, not many, there are a few serious moments in the play. One of which is where Michael performs the "What a piece of work is a man" speech from Hamlet, and he performs this piece with such passion, and he just does it so well. He even got like a round of applause at the end as well, because he was so good. He just did an excellent job of that, and then obviously it was a bit more serious. So that was one of the bit more serious parts of the play that happened, just to take you out a bit from all the silliness that was going on. So the set and the costumes all had a sort of low budget feel to them, and this is definitely on purpose that they wanted to do, because obviously the theatre company that the three actors are founders of and members of is supposed to be like a low budget theatre company. It's not a company with high budget, so this is reflected in the set and the props and the costumes which they use. So it all ties in well with the story of everything. So yeah, I thought the set and the costumes were good for the story that they were telling. But what makes this play so great and makes it so fun has to be the cast. The cast were just fantastic. They're so full of energy, full of life. They really make this work so well, and you can see they work so well as a team as well. For this play you really need to be able to work well as a team. It's just three of them up there on stage the whole time, and you're definitely able to work well as a team, and these three do. They're absolutely fantastic. But now's probably a good place to go through the programme. I can show you who the cast are and tell you a bit more about their characters. Okay, so this is the programme. You see it's got the original theatre logo at the top, and then it says The Time Machine, a comedy. So on the front page here you've got director's notes, which is some information about the show from Orla, who is the director. We've then got writer's notes, which is some information on the play from the writers Steve Canny and John Nicholson. You've then got Meet the Time Machine team. So this is some questions that have been asked to the actors. You've got George Kemp, so they've asked them like, if you could travel to any time period in history, where would you go, and some other questions as well. So those are George's answers, these are Amy's answers to the questions, and then we've got Michael Dillon's answers to the questions. And then we've got some production shots as well. And then here we have this page which has the cast. So playing Michael, we've got Michael Dillon. Playing George, we've got George Kemp. And playing Amy, we've got Amy Revel. We then have the creative team, production team, original theatre promotion team, and original theatre supporters and thanks. We then have some facts on H.G. Wells. And we then have the actors' biographies. So playing George Wells, we have George Kemp. George was fantastic in this role. He was really funny, really energetic. He also did a lot of physical comedy, threw himself about a lot, jumped around, and I just thought he was really, really good. He came across as definitely the leader of the group. He sort of made all the decisions and pushed all the decisions through, but I think he did an excellent job, and he was really, really funny as well. He was really good. So his theatre credits include Jack Absolute from Flies Again at the National Theatre, Diary of a Somebody from Seven Dials Playhouse, Spike at the Watermill, and those are some of his theatre credits. And then television, he's done Bridgerton on Netflix, 10% on Amazon, and The Trial of Christine Keeler on BBC. So then playing Amy is Amy Revel. She was fantastic. Her character is a really strong, independent woman. She's obsessed with Cher. She's a massive Cher fan, and she does actually break out into song a couple of times, singing some Cher songs, which is actually fantastic because Amy's actually got a really good voice. I actually really loved her rendition of Cher, Turn Back Time, and there was a funny part in her performance where they get like a leaf blower to like blow her hair, and it actually ends up blowing off the wig, which is really funny. So yeah, I loved the bits where she was doing her like Cher impersonations. I thought it was really funny and just brought something a bit more different to the show. But yeah, she was again excellent. Her comic timing, brilliant. Her improv skills were fantastic. She was really good. I really enjoyed her performance. So her theatre credits include A Midsummer Night's Dream, When Women We, The Rounds, Black or White Coffee, and The Possibility of Colour. So those are some things that she has done. Film-wise, she's done Copperberg and A Cheap Bikini, Grief, and Lovely Day. Those are some things that she has done. We then had Michael Dillon, and his character was hilarious. I really loved his character. He was so funny. He's sort of the character where everything sort of goes wrong for him, and at the end of the show it does actually become like Michael's story and what happens to Michael. So he does have a major role in this story, and yeah, he's really funny. I really enjoyed his character, and again his comic timing is just fantastic. He was really, really funny. So some of his theatre credits include Wilf, Donnie's Brain, The Ugly One, A Doll's House, Richard III, Midsummer's Night's Dream. So yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. Television wise, he's done Outlander Series 7, Mrs. Davis, Muppets Most Wanted on Disney. Some of the things he's done. And then after the cast biographies, you've got the creative teams biographies. You have some information here on original theatre, who they are and what they do. You then have this advert for Original Online, which is their streaming service. And you can stream some of the shows which they have put on. So you can stream The Hound of the Baskervilles, Stumped, The End of the Night, Mr. Wickham, The Shape of Things, Apollo 13, The Haunting of Alice Bowles. So there's quite a few there that you can stream, and it says here you can become a member for $8.99 a month or rent for $5.99. So if you're interested in seeing these shows and you can't get to see it, you can stream them online. And I think you can actually stream this show, The Time Machine, as well. I think that is actually on there if you're not able to get to the theatre to see it, but I would recommend seeing it at the theatre if you can, and if you can't, then stream it. So that is the programme. So I thought it was a really nice little programme for £5. It's got a lot of information in there. So to sum up, The Time Machine, a comedy, is a hilariously silly play that at its heart is about friendship and hope and just fun. It's just a fun night out at the theatre. You will definitely laugh out loud, and you'll certainly leave the theatre with a big smile on your face. So saying that, I would give this play 4 stars. It was really fun, but I did at the beginning wasn't quite sure if it was for me with the silly humour, but like I said, Act 2 really grew on me and I really enjoyed it. So it was definitely a 4-star show for me. Really recommend it. It's on at the Lowry until Saturday the 27th of January. It is currently touring the UK, so I will link down below where you can get tickets for the Lowry shows. I'll also link down below Original Theatre official website where you will be able to see where the show's travelling to, and you'll be able to buy tickets for other performances as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this little theatre vlog and review. If you do enjoy these sort of videos, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified as soon as a new video goes up. There'll be lots of theatre content coming on the channel. And so yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and hope to see you again soon. Bye.